Last year, 50 children drowned in Australia. In Asia, the number was 350,000. Now, a number of Australian lifesavers have been so moved by the enormous number of children who die in the water overseas that they've decided to take their expertise beyond our beaches. Next month, the Royal Lifesaving Society will launch the world's first international drowning research centre in Asia, as Nicole Butler reports.
It's estimated during the daylight hours in Asia, a child drowns every 45 seconds. Justin Scarr is Chief Operating Officer of the Australian Royal Lifesaving Society.
It puts it as the number one killer of children over the age of 1 through to 17. It's a significant public health issue. It's a public health issue that's escaped attention for many years, primarily because the child who drowns in rural Asia very, very rarely gets to the hospital. They drown within moments, they're buried within hours. And as a consequence, they don't get counted by many of the world's international development agencies that guide various development interventions.
He says child drowning deaths have become an horrific epidemic across Asia.
50% of children under the age of 5 who drown within 10 metres of the home. In a rural context in Asia, water is literally everywhere. You've got agricultural ventures such as rice farming, you've got livestock being watered in the family compound, and you've also got large cooking vessels that carry water. The issue is predominantly about supervision, but for the older children who venture further afield, it's about arming them with the important swimming and water safety skills that Australians know and adopt on a regular basis.
So Mr Scarr is leading the charge to do just that. Next month, the Royal Lifesaving Society, in partnership with the federal government agency AusAid, will open the world's first international drowning research centre in Bangladesh. Australian lifesavers will travel across Asia to help teach children basic swimming skills. And Mr Scarr says, more importantly, the centre will roll out programs that teach community how to reduce risks.
In terms of parental awareness, community awareness, and building some community resolve to implement strategies such as swimming lessons, as you say, but also things like creating barriers to hazardous waterways, improving supervision techniques, making all children aware of basics of water safety and basic rescue. It's about enabling the community itself to identify the risks and hazards. Previously, the research shows that they took a very fatalistic view of drowning. They thought that it was inevitable and it couldn't be prevented.
The Australian Lifesavers Chief Operating Officer says rescue and resuscitation lessons will also be a priority.
This was the most tragic thing that we found when we went into these communities. It was quite often, and certainly participated in some social autopsies, where the child fell into the water. The children witnessed that. They ran to the opposite end of the village. They grabbed the parents, and by the time the parents got back, there were many people standing around watching this poor child drown. It was very clear at that point that the very, very basic things that Australians take for granted, such as basic rescue and CPR resuscitation skills, were absent in many communities across Asia. And so we're working very, very hard to build the survival reflexes at a community level that will help in that situation. And that's the core purpose of the International Drowning Research Centre. And we're, of course, very pleased that the Australian government is a strong partner in this venture.
That's Justin Scarr from Australia's Royal Lifesaving Society. He was speaking to Nicole Butler.